Okay, this is a reading for someone who is too much up in their head. Okay, you're too much up in your head. There's some problem you've been chewing on, looking for clarity, looking for answers, looking for guidance, trying to understand what you're not seeing, trying to figure it out, right? Trying to figure it out. And the message here is actually a return to the spiritual cliches, okay? A return to the spiritual cliches. I'm not going to be saying anything groundbreaking here. The purpose of this video is to re-center you back into what you already know, okay? This is, the mental body has gotten a little bit, like just a little bit much, right? Your mental body is being a bit excessive at the moment. And when that happens, we start thinking that if we just think enough, we can think ourselves to the solution. That's not what's going to work here. What is going to help you feel your way forward is a return to the balance between mind, body, and soul, right? Mind, body, and soul and heart. Mind, body, soul, and heart. So a return to all of those spiritual cliches that you are already so familiar with. This is a timeless reading as always, but I happen to be recording this a few days before Mercury stations retrograde. So for those of you who see this when I post it, this is going to be an ongoing thing throughout the Mercury retrograde, a resetting and a relaxing of the mind. And that might mean that there are certain setbacks or delays or, Mercury retrograde weirdness, but it is actually to rebalanced mind, body, heart, and soul. And at this moment, if this reading is for you, in order to find that balance, it needs to be a relaxing of the mental body, because the mental body is overzealous in its quest to figure something out. And I was quite called to this reading. I'm actually sick, and it is 2:30 in the morning. I am awake, and here I am. Was not intending to be doing any readings while I'm sick, but the pull, there's a gravity here because of your asking of trying to figure this thing out. It is creating a gravity well, and that is something to consider, because as you think and you think and you think and you think and you think, and you're churning and churning and churning, and you're creating this kind of vortex, and it has this gravity to it, and it sucks things in, and it's sucking in all kinds of things: good, bad, neutral, boring, funny, stupid. But some of the things that you're sucking in are things you don't want, things that you don't like. So that's just something to be aware of. One of the reasons why, but it also sucked me in, and it sucked you into this video. So, you're getting you're sucking in good things, and you're sucking in bad things. I mean, hopefully this video is a good thing for you, but, although there is a potential kind of like an allergic reaction that can happen when, it's like and I call it like an allergic reaction of the mind when we're in that mental space and we're asking and asking and asking and thinking and thinking and thinking and figuring. And then, you get the spiritual message. The spiritual messages, the ones that you're so familiar with, right? The slow down, the stop thinking, the follow your heart, the trust your guidance, the just wait on the divine timing. When you get all of those messages, that can be really annoying, right? That can be really, really annoying. It can be worse than annoying, right? And that's a little bit of an allergic reaction. So, just acknowledging that, right? That the mental body doesn't necessarily enjoy these messages, but the heart and the body might. Certainly the heart and the body and the soul will benefit from this rebalancing. Yeah, let me finally get this card that I've just been shuffling. Deep sea diving, way of the mystic. Learn through experiencing depths. Okay, that word experience, that is so much of the heart of the matter. This has been a huge theme coming up for me where, how to put this? Have you truly been experiencing your life? Have you been experiencing your embodiment? How have you been experiencing it? Have you been experiencing it viscerally, physically, sensorially? Are you truly living inside of your body? How much time do you spend kind of up out of your body or up in your head? How much of your life's experience are you processing through data, through thinking, through information? This might have something to do with the use of technology. Technology is a useful tool. This isn't about how technology is bad. It's not. It can also be living your life through the mind, living your life up in your head, or actually being out of your body in some way. So this is, again, the whole purpose of this video, why you kind of sucked this message into your reality with this vortex you're creating through all of the thinking. It's actually get back in your body, right? Get back in your body and truly experience your life from the place of your body, from behind your eyes, with your 5 physical senses. And truly connecting with the physical reality that is right in front of you. And I feel somebody going, oh, but the physical reality that is right in front of me is so bad. It is not what I want. It is ugly. It is distasteful in some way. It is chaotic. It is painful. So for some, that might be part of the challenge here. And if you are struggling with the realities of how your physical reality is right in front of you, remember that it's not going to look like that forever, right? Your physical reality will change. If you don't like where you live, you're not going to live there forever. If you're dealing with people that you find hard to find harmony with, either the situation will change and you will come to a better understanding with them, or they're not going to be in your life forever. An understanding of the temporary nature of your physical reality will help here. Interesting. Okay, you have love coming out with this heart. I like how this is actually it's the symbol of a heart, but it also looks like a physical heart. You can see the tubes and the valves and stuff. And there's fire, the flaming heart, the heart of fire. This is a message that I periodically receive, for myself and for others, about the heart of fire, right? The heart of fire, activating fire in your heart, not allowing your heart to be like dead wood, not allowing your heart to be filled with tears, not allowing your heart to be like this airless wasteland, right? Using the element of fire in your heart to ignite your heart and to live with passion and with courage. And it's that passion and that courage that helps you be in your life, helps you be in your body, and helps you interact with the physical reality that is right in front of you. So if you're struggling to get out of your head because perhaps some things that go on in your physical reality, it's easier to just leave your body, right? And maybe it's easier to just live up there in the land of data and ideas and philosophy and speculation and the constant stream of information. This even includes spiritual downloads, right? This even includes spiritual communication, almost where too many spiritual downloads, right? Too much interfacing with your guides and even your soul family can take you out of your body, right? And I mean, we go through phases with this. It's a cycle. There's waves. We go through periods where we're more out of our body and connected to the mystical landscape, and then we have to go through phases where we're more grounded and connecting into our bodies in the physical landscape. So there's phases and phases and phases and cycles and cycles and cycles, and it's not really about which is better than the other. It is about experiencing every part of that cycle, right? Experiencing every part of that cycle. So now, right now, you're in a period of coming down into the heart and into the body, and the heart of fire, right? The heart of fire. Because Spirit is not ignoring you. Spirit is not ignoring your pleas. Spirit is not ignoring your desire to figure this thing out. Spirit wants to redirect you into your heart and into your body, because it is from the place of the heart and the body, not the place of the mind, that you will discover this shift that you're wanting. And it won't necessarily come like having a clear explanation of how to solve this problem or how to get where you want to go. It won't, because that's like candy for the mind, right? That's like getting these answers and these solutions and these steps. That's candy for the mind. Candy can be okay, but too much candy and you get sick, right? So coming into the heart and the body, really allowing your soul to enter the heart and immerse itself and penetrate into your body. That is how you get to where you want to go. So it is only the sometimes desperate workings of the mind that's actually keeping your soul out of your body. It is the desperation to figure it out and have the answers that is preventing you from finding your way to the experience that you're seeking, right? This is all about too much mind. Too much mind. The mind is out of balance. Fulfillment. Here we have the full moon and this ripe peach. That is what you seek, right? You're seeking fulfillment. You're wondering, when will the fruit be ripe from the tree, right? When is it harvest time? Seeking fulfillment. This is a good word, because fulfillment, that is what you want, right? At the end of the day, you want to feel fulfilled in life. And this is why it cannot come from the mind, because the mind, really feel into that, right? How would your mind actually feel fulfilled? Fulfillment isn't an experience of the mind, at least not as I understand it, not in my perspective here, right? Fulfillment can never really be fully like experienced from the mind. Fulfillment is an experience of embodiment. Fulfillment is when you are full of love, right? When your heart is full of love and your soul is inside your body. You can't experience fulfillment if you're getting pushed out of your body, if you're up in your mind, if you're living in the landscape of ideas and data, needing to come into the body. And because it is the body that will walk the path, right? It is the body that will walk the path. So there's a different approach here. As you come more and more and more into the body, then the body will walk the path, and then the mind will start to understand. Allow the body to instruct the mind. That's Anne Rice. Okay, that's an Anne Rice quote. I was just reading Interview with the Vampire. Allow the body to instruct the mind. I thought that was such a good line, because that's more how this will work out for you, right? Allowing the body to instruct the mind, and the mind starts, and that will be so good. That is a game changer for you, because as your soul moves your body from the place of your heart, as your soul begins to pilot your body from your heart, the heart of fire that is lit up by the passionate soul, you will walk your path. And then your mind gets its candy. Then your mind starts to observe and learn from the path that the body is walking. And then the mind goes, oh, look, it's all starting to make sense. As I am observing the physical landscape, and as I am observing the physical life, it all starts to make sense. So you need to allow the heart and the body to go first, and then the mind can do its intellectual thing one step behind, right? One step behind. Okay, so I do actually feel that is the end of the reading here, but you're probably looking at there's many more minutes left in the video, because I feel like there's a divide here. That was the end of the reading. That's the end of the message for some people, but I do want to kind of push forward here a little bit. The vibe of the reading will probably change. So this next bit is probably only for some. Some of you are going to want to click off. So this next part is for somebody who is kind of really wondering, like, but how do I get into my body? I keep getting pushed out of my body. No matter what I do, I like can't get into my body. Like somebody who's really struggling with like a constant feeling of being out of their body. So I want to kind of get a little bit more on that and address that a little bit here. So yeah, I can literally feel people clicking off, which is good, because we only want the messages that are going to resonate for us. Okay, how do I want to do this? So you're going to want to identify what is pushing you out of your body. Because it is actually your soul's natural inclination to settle into your body. So if you're not settling into your body, it's gravity, right? Your soul comes down into the body. It will settle in naturally if you remove, as long as you have space for it. Do you have space for your own soul inside of your body? Have you made space for it? Do you maintain that space inside of your body? Do you have openness? Do you have even emptiness, right? Or are you filling yourself up with other things? What you could be filling yourself up with is, a big one is, well, I mean, we already talked about the mind, right? Filling yourself up with thoughts, filling yourself up with like data, right? Mental data. And for somebody that's coming from, your online habits, your technology habits of filling up your mind with like the consumption of information. And again, which isn't necessarily bad, but it can become like eating too much candy, right? So that just means kind of cut back on the candy a little bit. So it could be, the data in the information. I mean, it's something like, Okay, good example. Simple example, but good example. Say you're getting dressed in the morning and you don't know what to wear because you're not sure about the weather, right? You have to check the weather. What do you do? Do you pull out your phone and check the weather on your phone, like you check the temperature on your phone and whether it's raining? Or do you go look out the window or maybe even open the door and go outside and test the weather? That's what we used to do, right? That's what we used to do. Now, sometimes I catch myself doing this even, I'll look at my phone to find out what the temperature is instead of actually going outside. There's nothing really wrong with that, but if you were to instead practice stepping outside in your pajamas for a moment and testing the air and feeling the wind and, maybe even educating yourself a little bit on the weather patterns of your area, if you grew up there, it might be easier, might make more sense to you, right? But feel like which direction is the wind coming from? What are the clouds doing? What do you think the weather is likely to do today? Is it going to rain later, or is it probably going to be dry? Right? Is the temperature likely to rise a lot, or is it going to stay cool? Right? And actually use your physical body to sense the weather instead of checking the weather on your phone. And again, this is why there's nothing wrong with checking the weather on your phone, but it's more about the how you are experiencing your body, right? And how you are experiencing the physical environment. So a simple thing like going outside to check the weather, using your physical body, that can really start tuning you into your body, because then you're using your body and you're tuning into your body and you're connecting with the physical reality instead of being in this constant place of data, right? Like just numbers on a screen. And so the other thing that it could be for some people is filling yourself up with other people's energy. Of course, if you live with people, and most of us do, right? We live in a sea of other people's energy. So considering what that is for you, considering what that is for you, how can you make more space for yourself? How can you make more space for yourself? How can you make more space for yourself? That is the question here. And, okay, I need to draw you a picture. Okay, because I hear somebody's kind of saying, well, I don't know how to make space for myself, or trying to make space for myself doesn't work, or there's all this interference, I can't make space for myself. Why can't they make space for me? Why can't they make space for me? And I mean, of course, I would love it if they would make space for you, but sometimes the human reality is simply that they won't. And we can't, if that's how they are, there's nothing we can do about that right now. So if that's the situation that you're in, then you have to make space for yourself. And there is like an energetic reason for this. Let me try to draw what they're showing me. They're showing me like a wheel, right? Like this hub. It's the hubcap in the middle. And then we have all of these spokes. Right? And right here, there should be a spoke that is you, right? Imagine that this hub here, maybe that's the Earth, right? Maybe that's the planet. And every human on the planet is a spoke. And then there is, the wheel that goes around. And every human is upholding their part of the wheel. We need every single human upholding their part of the wheel. But if you are not in your body, then you're like a spoke that hasn't fully formed yet, right? A spoke that hasn't fully formed yet. So what's happening is then, you can see there's a gap. The wheel can't close. It's like, they would need to span the gap. Which could be like a suspension bridge, right? I'm thinking suspension bridges can span a gap without having any support underneath. But this is your place to be. This is your place to be the spoke. Would you really want people to just build a suspension bridge over you? Well, then there's no spot for you to be at all. So they're actually There actually is space for you here, but you need to form yourself. You need to form yourself. You need to be the spoke. You need to be the spoke. And you need to be that. Nobody else can be that spoke. Nobody else can be you. Nobody else can be in your body. Nobody else can put you in your body. So, you need to make space for yourself in your body. And like that's pretty like significant, right? Because if you're not making space for yourself in your body, then you can't be in your body, and then you're not really on this earth, and then you're not really being the spoke that you are meant to be on this planet. And then the wheel of life cannot fully form. So that's why some of these lessons maybe have been so hard, because that's how it's like whatever it takes to get you to be in your body, right? Whatever it takes to get you to decide to be a fully formed spoke. So whatever it takes, do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes to be a fully formed spoke. Do whatever it takes to be in your body. Do whatever it takes to stand tall in your own body. And you know what, when I say whatever it takes, you know I don't mean go become like a raving axe murderer, right? So, you know, within the realms of normalcy, whatever it takes, like, you know what I mean, right? When I say whatever it takes. Do what you need to do to make space for yourself in your body. That might mean changing your mental habits, your technology habits. That might mean pushing other people's energy out of your body. And if the pushing away of other people's energy is hard, if you can't seem to push away their energy, then you need to find a place where it's not, right? Then you need to find and find an environment for yourself. And that can be, you know, an hour a day, going for a walk, going to the park. Hopefully you can find space for yourself more than 1 hour a day, right? But you know what I mean? Doing whatever you need to do to make it so that you can be in your body. That should be the number one priority, because coming back to the beginning, like the thing that you want, right? The thing that you want, the thing that has you thinking and thinking and thinking and looping and creating this vortex that literally dragged me out of bed at 2:30 in the morning when I'm sick to make this video. Whatever you're spiraling about, you can't get there until you become the spoke, until you get into your body. So everything else is kind of on hold until you master the art of embodiment and allow yourself to experience life from the place of the body, and then to experience love and fulfillment with the heart of fire. So prioritize making space for yourself inside of your own body. For some people, that might be a minor adjustment. For others, that might require a more drastic adjustment. But no one else can be inside of your body. No one else can do this, right? No one else can be the spoke. No one else can be the spoke. It's something that really only you can do, because only you are inside your body, right? It's like you wouldn't want to let somebody else inside of your body so that they could be you, because then you wouldn't be you, right? And that would be weird. And any kind of energy that would enter your body to like quote to like help you with this, it would be energy that you wouldn't want to allow into your body, right? Because don't do that. That would be the kind of energy you don't want to be letting inside of your body. The kind of energy that you might sometimes allow into your body is energy that wouldn't try to take over, that wouldn't try to be you, that would just come in for a soul-to-soul communication and then leave, right? Okay. So, yeah, it's one of those things where you are the only one who can be inside your body. That is why you are the only one that can do this. Open. Say yes. Expand through the extremes. Trust life. Trust life. Open and expanding through the extremes. Okay, so what are you opening to, right? You want to be opening to yourself. You want to be opening to yourself, opening to your own energy. Definitely for somebody, you've had some kind of experience in the past where you have allowed energies inside of your body that were not, they didn't have your best interests in heart. Perhaps on a higher level, right? In the highest spiritual perspective, where we are all one consciousness and everything is happening with our consent and all of that, right? In that higher level, there was always a purpose to it, and there was, a purpose to all things and a lesson to every challenge and all of that. But sometimes the lesson is to stop doing that, right? To stop allowing those kind of energies into your body. So there could be a fear somebody's facing about opening up, because since you've learned that and you've learned not to let the bad energies in, and it's not even that necessarily that they're bad, right? They could just be energies that aren't for you, that aren't you, right? So you've learned that lesson and you know that. So now you're actually afraid of opening up to your own soul and allowing your own soul in, because you've shrunken and closed up so much that you're not even letting your own soul into your body, because you're afraid of somebody else getting into your body. So you've closed yourself up to your own self, right? Closed yourself up to your own self. Emotions are running high with the supermoon. Emotions are running high. And okay, there's one more idea here I want to mention. I mean, I can actually use this same symbol, but now it's going to mean something slightly different, although maybe not. See how this is kind of like an eye, right? If we were to get rid of the spokes, this would be an eye. So they're showing me somebody who has a very, very holistic perspective. Somebody who can see all of the different perspectives, right? You are a very holistic thinker. You can see other people's perspectives. You can see the other side, and not just two sides, right? But all sides. You can see in this whole, you see the whole, right? You see the whole, the whole with a W. But everybody has a blind spot, right? Everybody has a blind spot. For most people, their blind spot, and I mean, let me just say for myself, if this is my eyeball, then my vision goes like this, right? And I'm looking out in one direction. And I can turn around and I can look in that direction. But look, no matter which way I'm looking, there's always blind spots. There's always blind spots, because I don't have this 360 degrees or this spherical, this holistic vision. I'm building it slowly, but I'm still mostly looking at one thing at a time and flipping around, right? So it's easy when you're just kind of looking in one direction at a time, it's easy to understand that you have blind spots. If I'm looking at this perspective, well, then I don't see that perspective. That perspective is in my blind spot. What's the blind spot for people who are in this holistic vision? If you see in 360 degrees, if you see in the whole sphere, where is the blind spot for you? It's in the middle. Your blind spot is your core. Your blind spot is yourself. Your blind spot is your center. So it's interesting. It's like you can see everybody else. You can see everybody else's perspective. You can see everything all around you, but you can't necessarily see yourself. You can't see what's in your center. You can't see what's in your heart, because that is your own blind spot. So, okay, they just showed me very, very clearly. Okay, then it's like, well, what do you do, right? How do you, what are you supposed to do with that, right? But they showed me you traveling into your core, traveling into your center, right? Like they're actually showing me like a little stick figure version of you going into your heart, into your core, and then, existing in there. You can move into your center, move into your heart, move into your core. And then you can look around yourself from inside of yourself, and then you can see what you look like in there, and you can see what's in there. And then you can be in there. So you can't see inside of yourself. You can't see who you are even unless you penetrate yourself all the way to your center, unless you go into your very, very core and you go into your heart. And now they're actually showing me this stick figure lighting a little campfire. Travel into your heart and light a fire. Travel into your heart and light a fire. And then move through life, taking daily action, which can include no action, from that place of being inside yourself, being inside of your heart, allowing your soul to be inside of your heart and ignite your heart of fire. And then allow your body to move and do what it's doing, and really live from the place of your body, and do things every day that get you into your body, that check in with your body, physical things, going outside and checking the weather with your senses, determining if it's a west wind or north wind today, right? Looking up at the clouds, getting into the body, into the physical landscape. And then allowing the body to instruct the mind. And that is how you can restore mind, body, heart, soul balance. And that is how you find love and fulfillment, and this spiraling of the mind will become a funny memory. It'll become a funny memory. So I'm going to leave you guys there, sending you so much love and light, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.